timber rattlesnakes, just different kinds of snakes will come here to hibernate, and then during the spring they'll come back over there to hunt and feed. They are nocturnal, and they, like I said, they do hunt lizards, mice, frogs, and fish. And another amazing thing about these guys is they will eat carrion, which is dead stuff. If they're starving and say they see a dead fish, and if they're starving to death, they will eat that fish. It's just amazing how good they are for survival. Just like their cousin, the copperhead, the babies blend really well in with leaves, as you can see right here. Whereas if you see a rock like this, they just get stuck out real easily because of their color. But they're amazing animals.
What I have here is a juvenile western cottonmouth. Now these guys are still pretty deadly because they don't know how to control the amount of venom that they put into a bite. Unlike adults that sometimes will put in a dry bite where there's no venom or there's just some venom. These guys can't yet control that. So every time they bite, they put in the full amount of venom that they can insert. The western cottonmouth juvenile. So this is the western cottonmouth. Now this is an adult, and you can see the difference between this guy and the colors of the juveniles. We still have the big, thick bands going across. Well, the skin at the top is kind of like an alligator shaft, kind of, but they're thicker than the copperhead one. But you can see this guy's pretty much lost those bands. And he's just almost a dark black on top. On the side of him, we still got them, but they're pretty much gone. It's pretty much from 2 to 3 years after birth, they start to turn dark. And some of them will be all dark or all olive green. It's a pretty cool snake. You can just see that big arrow-shaped head. It has those just distinct little like points to make it that shape. Instead of when you see a water snake try to flare up and look like one, you can just tell this guy is a cottonmouth. They're a pretty heavy-bodied snake like most other pit vipers. They're not as heavy as a rattlesnake, but they're heavier bodied than most of our normal water snakes you're going to see. A really cool snake. Now they eat fish, amphibians, lizards, mice, and other snakes actually. So they have a pretty diverse diet. They like swampy and marshy areas. And here at Snake Road we got this marsh, Mississippi overflows to our right. And over here to my left I got the bluffs. And so right here it's early October and they're coming out of this and heading to these bluffs to hibernate for the winter. And they'll come back out in the spring, cross this road, and go back over here into the swamps, which is why they cross us down. And these guys are pretty common here. The western cottonmouth. It's an awesome snake. And they have a reputation that makes them seem so aggressive and so like they're just come charging at you. And individuals will always vary, just like any other living organism, humans, dogs, cats, whatever. There's different individuals. You see this guy not coming at me. He's not even opening his mouth like people see him do a lot. He's just pretty calm. He's really content just trying to get away. And what makes him so kind of dangerous though in the wild is they like when they first encounter, they like to sit there and try to use like the camouflage to hide. And so a lot of times they get stepped on, and that results in someone getting bit. Western cottonmouth, also called a water moccasin. Awesome snake.
Green snake in Illinois. These guys eat insects like little crickets, little beetles, spiders. They normally live up on the trees, like kind of like lower canopy, kind of in brush and things like that. They are diurnal snakes. These guys are actually kind of hard to find because of all the green. It's almost impossible, but they're amazing snakes. They're pretty fast little guys. They're not very aggressive, and if they bit you, you probably wouldn't even feel it. You'd probably just laugh at them. They do use a defensive behavior like garter snakes and things like that do. What they'll do is they will defecate on you, and it smells really bad, and they'll produce a musk and things like that. And that's a green. The western cottonmouth. We're in southern Illinois in Snake Road. These guys have been notorious for being aggressive, and really they aren't. It's just dependent on the individual of the animal. Some cottonmouths will open their mouth, which is why they're called cottonmouths, because of the white lining around their mouth. They are more venomous than their cousin, the copperhead. They're also bigger than the copperhead. This is the only aquatic venomous snake. They will share dens with their cousins, the copperheads, rattlesnakes, rat snakes, many different kinds of snakes.
Leave them there now.
And the bluffs over there. Ah, cut. An amazing thing about the cottonmouth is they'll eat carrion, which is dead things. When they're in survival mode, and say that the swamp has had a drought and there's fish that have dried up, that animal will come up and eat that stuff. He'll also eat frogs that are dead and things like that, which is not typical of most snakes. These guys have about a half an inch to an inch long fangs. They have heat pits like most pit vipers, which helps them hunt at night, which gives them the infrared vision of what they can see. They can see a 1.5 difference in heat in an animal, which makes them unbelievable predators. Now, the way they have venom glands in here, right there, and it goes up through their fangs, and when they bite, they inject the fangs. It's kind of like a hollow thing, and it will go into the animal or the person, and like I said, they have hemotoxic venom, which destroys the tissue and helps digest the food for them already. These snakes have started to become pretty popular in the pet trade, venomous reptile pet trade. I've seen them for $45 on the internet, which is not a good thing because people are getting these snakes illegally. A big thing about Snake Road is people come here to collect these snakes, which is illegal. And it's just going to cause a problem and make them threatened or endangered, which they are endangered in Indiana. They'll end up just like the timber rattlesnake if we don't find a way to conserve these animals and protect them. It's a western cottonmouth. Alright, what we just found is a cottonmouth. He's right in there, and we're going to see if we can get him out. Never attempt this at home. Now, this boy is finally, we got a good idea of what a big boy looks like when he's opening.
Now this is the cottonmouth's most common defense right here. It's to sit still and open the mouth. As it's afraid, it's like I'm venomous. And that's just a scary thing to look at. See an open mouth like that is looking at you, and you know if you get too close, it's gonna bite you. But this is a cottonmouth. It's a western cottonmouth. Its fangs are huge. These are so awesome. See it vibrating its tail over here. So a lot of snakes do. Just not just intimidating a rattlesnake, but it's intimidation too. That when you come up with snakes, see his mouth open,